Back in 2002, one movie brought together glamour, scandal, jazz, murder, and unforgettable performances. That movie was Chicago. The film became a massive success, won 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and turned its cast into Hollywood legends. But now it's 2026. So what happened to the stars of Chicago after all these years? Who changed the most? Who disappeared from Hollywood? And who is still dominating the entertainment world today? Let's find out Chicago cast then and now. Renée Zellweger. In 2002, Renée Zellweger played the ambitious Roxy Hart. At that time, Renée was already famous for movies like Jerry Maguire and Bridget Jones's Diary. But Chicago proved something new. She could sing, dance, and completely own a musical role. Her performance earned her another Oscar nomination and made Roxy Hart one of the most iconic characters of the early 2000s. Back then, Renée was 33 years old. Now in 2026, Renée Zellweger is 57 years old, and despite taking breaks from Hollywood over the years, she made a powerful comeback. She even won an Academy Award for playing Judy Garland in Judy. Today, fans still love her for Bridget Jones, Chicago, and her incredible transformation throughout her career. Catherine Zeta-Jones. In Chicago, Catherine Zeta-Jones played Velma Kelly and absolutely stole the spotlight. Her confidence, dancing, and performance of All That Jazz became legendary. The role was such a success that Catherine won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. In 2002, she was one of the biggest actresses in Hollywood. She was 33 years old during Chicago's release. Now in 2026, Catherine Zeta-Jones is 56 years old. Even today, she continues acting in films and streaming series while remaining a global fashion icon. And honestly, many fans believe she still looks almost exactly the same. Richard Gere. Playing the smooth-talking lawyer, Billy Flynn was Richard Gere. Before Chicago, Gere was already a Hollywood superstar, thanks to movies like Pretty Woman and An Officer and a Gentleman. But Chicago surprised audiences because people had never really seen him sing and dance like this before. And somehow he nailed it. His performance even earned him a Golden Globe Award. Back in 2002, Richard Gere was 53 years old. Now in 2026, Richard Gere is 76 years old. He appears less frequently in Hollywood today, but he still acts occasionally and remains one of cinema's most recognizable stars. Queen Latifah. Next is Queen Latifah as Mama Morton. Her powerful performance of When You're Good to Mama became one of the movie's most memorable moments. By 2002, Queen Latifah was already successful in music and acting, but Chicago proved she could dominate a major Hollywood musical too. She even received an Oscar nomination for the role. Back then, she was 32 years old. Now in 2026, Queen Latifah is 56 years old, and she's still everywhere, acting, producing, hosting shows, and inspiring audiences all around the world. John C. Reilly. John C. Reilly played Roxy's sweet but tragic husband, Amos Hart. His emotional performance in Mr. Cellophane became one of the most touching moments in the film. At the time, John C. Reilly was known mainly as a dramatic actor, but after Chicago, audiences realized he could do comedy and musicals too. He was 37 years old in 2002. Now in 2026, John C. Reilly is 60 years old. Since Chicago, he starred in major comedy hits, animated films, and serious dramas, proving he's one of Hollywood's most versatile actors. Lucy Liu. Even though her role was smaller, Lucy Liu made a strong impression in Chicago. At the time, she was already famous from Charlie's Angels and Kill Bill. In 2002, Lucy Liu was becoming one of the most recognizable actresses in Hollywood. She was 34 years old. Now in 2026, Lucy Liu is 57 years old, and she continues to act in movies, TV shows, and animated projects while remaining a fan favorite. Taye Diggs. Taye Diggs played the stylish bandleader who guided audiences through the musical numbers. His charisma added a lot of energy to the film. In 2002, Taye Diggs was already known for Broadway and movies like The Best Man. He was 31 years old during Chicago. Now in 2026, Taye Diggs is 55 years old. He's continued acting in television, theater, and film while maintaining a loyal fan base. Dominic West. Dominic West played Fred Casely, Roxy's secret lover. Although his screen time was short, his role became a key part of the story. Back then, Dominic West was still building his Hollywood career. He was 33 years old in 2002. Now in 2026, Dominic West is 56 years old. Since Chicago, he became famous worldwide through major television dramas and streaming series. Christine Baranski. Christine Baranski played the mysterious reporter Mary Sunshine. Even with limited screen time, her dramatic performance became unforgettable. Before Chicago, Christine was already respected for television, theater, and comedy roles. In 2002, she was 50 years old. Now in 2026, Christine Baranski is 74 years old, and she's still incredibly active in Hollywood, appearing in hit TV dramas and films, while remaining one of the industry's most respected actresses. Colm Feore. Colm Feore played Prosecutor Harrison in Chicago. His serious courtroom scenes added tension to the movie's glamorous world. At the time, Colm was already known for powerful dramatic performances in film and television. He was 44 years old in 2002. Now in 2026, Colm Feore is 68 years old, and he continues to appear in major movies and television projects, especially in historical and dramatic roles. Deidre Goodwin. Deidre Goodwin appeared as June, one of the unforgettable performers in the famous Cell Block Tango. Her dancing and stage energy helped create one of the greatest musical scenes in movie history. At that time, Deidre was already respected in Broadway circles for her incredible dance talent. In 2002, she was 32 years old. Now in 2026, she is 56 years old and continues inspiring audiences through theater, choreography, and performing arts. Ekaterina Chechelkanova. Ekaterina Chechelkanova played Hunyak, the tragic Hungarian prisoner. Despite having very little dialogue, her emotional performance became one of the saddest parts of the movie. Her execution scene shocked audiences around the world. In 2002, she was 32 years old. Now in 2026, she is 56 years old, and fans still remember her heartbreaking role in Chicago. Susan Meisner. Susan Meisner appeared as Liz in the legendary Cell Block Tango. Her dance skills and dramatic expressions made her performance stand out instantly. Back then, Susan was balancing dance, acting, and Broadway performances. In 2002, she was 31 years old. Now in 2026, she is 55 years old. She continues acting in television and films while also working in choreography and creative projects. Denise Faye. Denise Faye played Annie in Chicago. Interestingly, she wasn't just part of the cast. She also worked behind the scenes, helping shape the choreography of the film. Her contribution helped make Chicago feel energetic and visually iconic. In 2002, she was 38 years old. Now in 2026, she is 62 years old. Denise remains connected to Hollywood through choreography, directing, and creative production work. Jane Eastwood. Jane Eastwood played Mrs. Boriswicks in Chicago. Known for her warm but expressive acting style, she added realism to the movie's dramatic moments. By 2002, Jane was already a veteran actress in Canadian cinema and television. She was 55 years old during Chicago's release. Now in 2026, Jane Eastwood is 79 years old and still celebrated as one of Canada's most beloved actresses. Chita Rivera. Here's a special one. Legendary Broadway icon Chita Rivera made a cameo appearance in Chicago. Why is that important? Because Chita Rivera originally starred in the stage version of Chicago decades before the movie existed. Her appearance was a tribute to the musical's history. In 2002, she was 69 years old and died in 2024. Her legacy continues to inspire Broadway performers around the world. From Broadway legends to Hollywood superstars, the cast of Chicago created a movie that still feels timeless more than 20 years later. Some stars became even bigger. Some disappeared from the spotlight, and others became living legends. But together, they made one of the greatest musical films ever created. So, tell us in the comments, which Chicago actor surprised you the most, then versus now in 2026? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such videos.